There will be spontaneous and unexpected questions, probably. And what I want you to know is you can look at them instead of looking at me when you're speaking. And I won't be offended if he's looking at you instead of me, okay? I'm going to try and keep him focused out toward all of you. Is this going up and down? Yeah. Can it? Should I can it?
Yeah.
All right, so I can't remember how to turn this on. Do you know how to turn this on?
I'll try.
Al, do you remember how?
Let's start by doing
Just push the button until it turns green.
I thought so. Yes?
testing. Nope.
These are great, aren't they?
Wait.
Technology.
We're on channel 2.
Hello, hello, testing, testing. I did it, people. I don't think, okay, it's working.
All right, so I wanted to start first by offering our condolences on the loss of Father Benedict, and I ask you to speak about him. So maybe if you could just let us know, you know, this is probably a standard question, but what did he mean to you? You know, how did you know him? And maybe what's your most precious memory of him?
I can easily say Father Benedict saved my life. He saved my vocation multiple times. And spiritual father, I had the blessing of working with him quite closely, definitely for a year. I was his driver and I drove him around everywhere, and lots of crazy stories. As long as this isn't on the record, let me just say that I got here really quickly from New York, let's just put it that way. So he really liked when I drove it. Because he liked to get to where he needed to go very quickly. And whenever I found a shortcut, he was like, "This is great." He always said that red lights were going to be his purgatory. He hated red lights. Like, red lights. And when I was in the Bronx and I waited a nanosecond before I accelerated, he's like, "Come on, hurry up, let's go." But when I was in New Rochelle driving him and I kind of like went through a yellow light, said, "What are you doing? This is New Rochelle." A very important lesson. Always remember where you're at. The Bronx, they don't say anything. New Rochelle, you get a ticket. So he was definitely a pillar in my life and will continue to be. It's funny how, only looking back, you realize how much of an impact somebody had on you. And one of my friends from back home said, "You know, you're so lucky that you had someone like that in your life." And I'm thinking, that's totally true. You know, what an incredible blessing to have. He's really a giant, and he was living in Totowa, in the Diocese of Patterson, and he died here. And tomorrow we're going to have a mass there in Totowa for the residents of it's called St. Joseph's.
Yeah,
St. Joseph's residents, and he's a Jersey boy. Jersey City. So the brothers were saying he's in the Jersey City in the sky.
Yeah, wow.
He always said that he loved. He can't wait to go to purgatory, and when you go to purgatory, when you're from Jersey City, purgatory is a step up.
Is there anybody here from Jersey City? I'm really sorry. Thank you. I'm going to get deep very quickly, but I was talking with some of our young adults this morning about a story in the news. I won't go into detail, but it's about someone choosing to die, someone who's suffering from a terminal illness, who's making the choice to die. And I know Father Benedict suffered a great deal in the last part of his life, and I'm just wondering if you could say anything about his suffering in particular, and suffering in general for us who are followers of Jesus?
Well, that's a great question, and this is something that I've been meditating, an incredible lesson. It's one thing, you know, thanks be to God, we have some amazing people in our church, and people who are alive today, people who do great things, and this is incredible, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but the saints are the ones that you see deal with tremendous adversity with great holiness. I was very blessed to be Cardinal Dulles' last student, and it's kind of funny because like I saw him die we had our class. He was my advisor for my master's thesis, and we began. He was speaking, and by the end, he was in the nursing home. He wasn't able to speak, and so to see this man, this great man, fade was something I never forgotten. Well, I really saw it in the life of Father Benedict, and to see this man who bishops would call left and right. Seeking his advice was sought by people all around the country, all around the world. To see one of those things go at a time, stripping away. And what was his response? He said, "I've become a contemplative now." And to see him respond in such a holy way, even the way he dealt with, you know, losing the ability to go to the bathroom by yourself. What was his response? "Brother, I can't wait to go to purgatory. No bathrooms." You know, to see it from an eternal perspective really shows me so much, and I learned so much on how to deal with great pain. And you know, it's one thing to complain, but it's another thing. He found a holy way to complain. Like, we need to write a book here, you know. This is good stuff, you know, a holy way to complain by always seeing things from an eternal perspective. This is what he taught me. The last time I saw him, we were watching Fiddler on the Roof, and to see was it Tevye?
Tevye, yeah.
Looking up to God. And I think that's a good expression of Father Benedict. He would always look up to heaven even when he was suffering. And to see suffering in its proper place is what this man preached, and it's also what he lived. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing